The Commune by Louise Michel. From the wall of the executed of May 71, I would like to salute the dead of the new hecatombs, the martyrs of Montjuich, the slaughtered of Armenia, the crushed masses of Spain, the multitudes mown down in Milan and elsewhere, Greece defeated, Cuba continually rising up, the generous people of the United States who, in order to help to the deliverance of the heroic island, wages a war of liberty. Since I can no longer praise them, it is this book that I dedicate to them, that from every page lifted, like a rock over a tomb, escape the memory of the dead. Louise Michel, Paris, June 10th, 1898. Forward. When the masses today mute, like the ocean will roar, when ready to die they will be, the Commune shall rise. We will return innumerable. We will come through every road, the spectre of vengeance leaving the shadow. We will come holding each other's hands. Death will hold the banner, the black flag splattered with blood, and purple will flower the earth. Free we shall be under the flamboyant sky. Songs from Prison, Louise Michel, May 1871. The Commune at this current time is understood historically. The facts at a distance of 25 years are drawing themselves, are grouping under their true aspect. In the far horizon, the events are building up in the same way today, with this difference, that back then, mostly France was awakening, and that today, it is the world. A few years before its death, the empire, moaning, was grasping at everything, from the blades of grass to the rocks. The rock itself was crumbling. The empires with claws bloodied was still holding on, having nothing below him but the abyss. It kept holding on. The defeat ended up being the entire mountain, who falling with it crushed it. Between Sedan and the time in which we are, things are spectral, and we ourselves are specters, having lived through so much death. This epoch is the prologue of the drama which will change the very axis of human society. Our imperfect language cannot render the magnificent and terrible impression of the past which disappears, mixed with the future rising. I seeked in this book, above all, to bring to life the drama of 71, a world born on the ruins of a world in its final hour. Yes, the times we are living through are very similar to the end of the empire, with a ferocious aggrandizement of repression, an increasing acuteness of bloody horrors exhumed from the cruel past, as if anything could stop the eternal yearning of progress. You cannot kill the ideal with cannonballs, nor handcuff it. The end is hurrying ever faster as the reality of the ideal appears, powerful and beautiful, more so than all the fictions that preceded it. The more the present will weigh heavily, crushing the masses, the more the haste to escape will be great. To write this book is to relive the terrible days where liberty, barely grazing us with her wing, flew away from the slaughterhouse. It is reopening the blood-filled pit where under the tragic dome of fire the Commune was laid to rest, beautiful in her wedding with death, the red wedding of the martyrs. In this tragic greatness, for their courage at the supreme hour will be forgiven the scruples, the hesitations, product of their profound honesty. In the struggles of the future, we will never again find such generous scruples, for, at every popular defeat, the masses are bled like animals at the slaughterhouse. What we will find instead will be implacable duty. The dead on the site of Versailles were a tiny handful, whom each had thousands of victims sacrificed to their spirits. On the side of the Commune, the victims were without name and without number. One could not evaluate the heaps of cadavers. The official lists admit to 30,000, but 100,000 and more would be closer to the truth. Even though they would attempt to make the dead disappear by chariot loads, there was constantly new piles. Similar to piles of wheat ready for sowing, they were buried in haste. Only the flight of flies over the mass graves, filling the slaughterhouse, terrified the slaughterers. For an instant, we had hoped in peace and deliverance. The Marianne of our fathers, the beauty, as they called her, the earth was waiting, and that she still waits. We hope for her, even more beautiful, having waited so long. Harsh are the steps, but they will not be eternal. What is eternal is progress, putting on the horizon a new ideal. When have been reached those ideals which yesterday seemed utopia? Our horrible epoch must have seemed paradisiac to those who disputed with wild beasts their prey and their lairs. Just like the time of caves has passed, ours will also subside. From yesterday or today, they are as dead one and the other. We liked, during our armed vigils, to talk about the struggles of liberty. Also, at the present time, while waiting for a new dawn, we will say the days of the Commune and the 25 years since, which seem like a century, from the hecatombs of 71 to the new dawn rising. Heroic times are upon us. The masses seem like swarms of bees in the spring. The bards rise, singing the new coming epic. And during the armed vigils, we will speak of the spectre of May. Louise Michel, London, May 20th, 1898.